The MK.
Honourable Speaker, the recent move to grant visa-free access for Ukrainian officials by the DA-led coalition with the ANC government is more than a policy shift. It's a betrayal of South Africa's long-standing principle of non-alignment and solidarity with the oppressed. As President Jacob Zuma said, South Africa's sovereignty cannot be compromised for the agendas of the West. And yet here we are, with the DA minister not only aligning us with NATO interests, but also flinging open our borders to dual passport holders from Israel, a nation we have taken to the International Court of Justice for violations of international law. The DA's alignment with NATO is glaring. Over 75% of DA representatives have publicly expressed support for Western positions on global conflicts, including in Ukraine, and voted in favor of pro-NATO policies. Meanwhile, the ANC under President Ramaphosa claims allegiance to BRICS, an alliance which together represents over 40% of the global population and is our largest trading partners. Contrast this with the DA leader's condemnation of BRICS policies, despite the fact that BRICS countries, including Russia, which alone accounts for over $2 billion in annual trade with South Africa. This DA-ANC-led coalition government under the guise of unity is destabilizing South Africa's role in BRICS and betraying our partnerships with nations that stood beside us in our own liberation struggle. MK demands to know if the ANC now stands with the DA's Western-aligned foreign policy or with the BRICS alliance, which supports a peaceful multipolar world. The time has come to prioritize the true interests of our people, uphold our commitments to BRICS, and end this coalition that threatens the South African sovereignty. MK will not stand by as our foreign policy is auctioned off to the highest Western bidder. Waza Mkonto.
The EFF.
Ngibonge chair. Nilalele nithule ningangiphenduli. Njenge EFF sizwa okukhulu kumangala ukubona abantu bakithi eSouth Africa special abamnyama indlela abatreatwa ngayo kulelizwe abathelabo. Ngo-1996 kwavela uhlelo lwe-RDP lokwakhela abantu izindlu. Lezi zindlu abazakhayo one room, akunamgwaqo, akunama-toilet, akunagesi, akunamanzi. Okunye okwenziwa lo hulumeni wegebengu. Nansi into abayenzayo. If kuzokwakhiwa indlu, abakwazi ukuthi bathumele osurveyor first. Bayobheka ukuthi mfanele yini leyo ndlu yakhiwe lapho na. Okunye futhi abakwenzile. Mangabe siqalwa indlu kwakhiwa, akukho lapho bathumela khona ama-inspector to make sure ukuthi le ndlu lana ezokwakhiwa khona awekho amanzi ngaphansi, alikho yini itshe idwala elingaphazamisa le ndlu na. Kwabe sekuthenjiswa abantu ukuthi ke manje ngoba imndeni yanda izindlu lezi zizobhidlizwa iqale kwabusha kodwa kaze kwenziwe.
Honourable member.
Mana kancane. And okunye abakwenza.
Honourable member, no, your time has expired.
Akakwazi ngisho umuntu ukudlula la baxabana day.
Honourable Mama Kaula.
Bandululo lokuthi niqhatha abantu ngezindlu.
Honourable member.
Seyihlangene ne-GNU amasela lawa.
Thank you. The ANC.
Thank you very much, House Chair. The African National Congress commends UNISA for achieving an unqualified audit opinion for 2022-23. This marks yet another milestone for the institution, which plays a critical role in shaping the intellectual futures of so many students across our country, the continent and beyond. We can say with pride that UNISA is living up to its vision of being Africa's leading open distance learning institution geared towards reclaiming Africa's intellectual futures. UNISA, under the leadership of Professor Puleng Lenkabula as Vice Chancellor and Principal, together with President Thabo Mbeki as the Chancellor, has done very well by consolidating sound financial management. Under the stewardship of the Vice-Chancellor, UNISA has managed to increase its investments to 16 billion rand over a period of 4 years. Prof. Lenkabula has catapulted the university onto the global stage by collaborating with multi-tier higher education institutions. The university is the single largest academic institution in South Africa, serving over 380,000 students. It has pioneered the implementation and optimization of 10 catalytic niche areas that are a significant investment in the future prosperity and inclusive growth in South Africa and our continent. The ANC also commends the university's investment in the recently launched experimental farm, which focuses on becoming a center for teaching, research, and community involvement. We also
Honourable
appeal,
Member, your time has unfortunately
and I want
expired.
to conclude by saying, Bona, basebenzile, uThabo Mbeki no Vice Chancellor, basebenzile.
The DA.
Thanks, Chair. Public participation is for measuring the impact that it has on society, but the city has ultimately decided on the renaming. Public participation is a mandatory process, but it would have been a decision that has already been taken. Those are the words of the once former Mayor of Johannesburg, Councillor Kabela Gwamanda, who was asked to resign due to a lack of confidence, and who was recently appointed as the MMC for Community Development, and was subsequently arrested for fraud. With just 2 hours to the deadline for renaming Santon Drive, a proposal that has faced widespread criticism from the public, and after DA councillors facilitated over 5,500 objections to the planned renaming, Gwamanda announced a city-funded event to meet with only one interested party. He claimed to have gathered 100,000 submissions in support of the renaming, despite many being identical, unsigned, unauthored, and lacking key details for proper verification. Public participation is a cornerstone of our Constitution. It is outrageous that certain politicians believe that people have no say in how they are governed and think that they can act without a clear mandate. An independent audit is needed on the renaming process of Santon Drive, which is clearly compromised by an individual already accused of defrauding the people of Johannesburg. The DA will submit this issue to government bodies for investigation. Thank you.
Thank you. The ANC.
Thank you very much, House Chairperson. As the ANC, we welcome South Africans' filing of the memorial documents at the International Court of Justice to present what we all know is the ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people. Just over a year ago, the apartheid Israeli regime unleashed a vicious and new and updated ethnic cleansing of Palestinians in Gaza. The latest death toll as of today stands at 43,686 people, the majority of whom are women and children. The true death toll, Chairperson, is probably much higher, and hundreds of thousands of people are injured and displaced. We call for the immediate ceasefire. We call for a complete opening of the humanitarian aid, and of course, most importantly, an end to the genocide and to the illegal occupation of Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.